Um, Also today, I want to give my thoughts on Vlad TV. I saw a post. I saw a post up from the good brother Slim Thug, who a lot of the ladies are upset with right now because he was victim blaming. Um, and in this post, it was on a hip hop post. I don't know how it's a Vlad telling black people's news. And Slim Thug makes this statement of we letting a German and Vlad is Russian get all this money off of us. My assessment of that statement is it sounds like some real victim blaming here. Um, Listen, however you feel about Vlad TV, that's up to you. But here's a man who's been building this for probably over 20 years, started in the early 2000s, following hip hop. Nobody really cared. A lot of rappers showed up to be interviewed by him because he was one of the only ones showing up with the camera and the light, doing these interviews. And he's built this up over 20 some years and he's had success. He has a huge following. He gets lots of views. The question I have is number one, there are about 500,000 YouTube channels on YouTube. How is Vlad the problem, number one? And number two, with all these artists that go down to Vlad TV, all these black artists, nobody's forcing them to do that, sir. Nobody is saying, hey, you must do this or you lose your career. There are a lot of black outlets, podcasts like I have myself, who our own people won't even come to our own podcast. Let's stop pointing the finger. Let's point the finger at us. Okay, this is what we have to do. There are artists who you can't pay, you doggone can't even pay them to do black media. A lot of them won't. A lot of them won't. And now it's to the point now where Vlad is paying Boosie. He has Boosie on payroll. So every big artist at this point in this genre, in this era, they gonna want 40 or 50,000 to sit down and have a conversation with him. And Vlad is at the tippy top because he kept reinvesting in his business. He has a massive following. It gets a lot of views. He does what he does, and it's just what it is. But there's no reason to sit here and actually give him so much power and so much credit to say that we can't go do our own platforms. This is just a reflection of how we're behaving uh, in society right now and what we're doing. You don't have to, they're like the good brother Godfrey. He doesn't go on there no more, Lord Jamar. But everybody else lines up. They're lining up for a check. And, even with Boosie, it's like, bro, I don't know if he hasn't figured out, like at this point, you could do it yourself. But he's not because the money is there, is too good, is too quick. So he's not going to do that. Vlad will continuously increase Boosie's pay and everybody else will follow. Every part of society, every part of our subculture is going to go on there and sit down and talk to that man. And that's just what it is, right? I don't believe in victim mentality. I'm going to point the finger at self. I don't believe in loss. I only believe in lessons. And that's pretty much what's going on. That is what's going on right now. And did I freeze up? Oh my gosh, man. Come on. Don't tell me. Don't tell me I froze. What? Come on, man. It froze. Oh, I hate when this happens. And this. Oh, look like I'm back now. Sorry about that, guys. It temporarily froze me out. Can y'all hear me? Are y'all back? Y'all see they got me right. But anyway, like I was saying, quit blaming others. Do your own platforms. Come sit on the LeVar Walker Daily Show podcast. If any of you rappers are upset with Vlad, come to my show. Call me. Call me. We can sit down and talk. We look like each other, brother. Let's do some business together. It's the same sentiment of a lot of these rappers that constantly talk about, the white man and what he is or is not doing, but they won't buy jewelry from a black jeweler to save their lives. They get all this money and they immediately go run to the other man to get their jewelry as if it's some badge of honor. When you look at the success of what's the name of it of Icebox, when you look at the success of Icebox, when you look at the success of Johnny Dang, when you look at the success of Jacob the Jeweler, right? These guys go through all of this, make all this money to give to them, not putting anything back in their own community. So, what are we talking about here? You can't see. I sniff a lot of stuff out. A lot of my views are like, I guess some people would consider me a conservative or something like that, but it's not that. It's just like, bro, self empowerment. Like, I know what's happened to us in the past. And I wish I could get in the time machine and go back and change it. But we have to deal with the opportunities that we have right now in the present and moving on into the future. And like right now, you have so many choices. You don't have to run to those. You can go find one brother. They need to be 5 or 6 brothers selling the jewels, some brothers selling cars, some brothers doing the pocket. But it doesn't work like that. They go outside of the race and then they come back to us to complain. And this is what a lot of elitists, they become almost elitists because you're getting a big thing because we get a lot of scammers in our community. And we're getting a thing of a lot of these elitist blacks are beginning to scam and come up off of us in regards to race baiting. And this is what they're doing. This is what I see. And often when I speak of this, I'm called names. I'm called a lot of mean names. I don't even want to say it on here because they might freeze me out again. But I gladly accept those names because I'm going to always speak truth to power.